Westbury Park Primary School in Bristol has an original and unique approach to personalised learning. To see how this approach works, we're going to follow Will Ewan's Year 5 class as they create their own song, and Ellen Pittard's Year 1 class during the course of their 3 literacy lessons in Pirate Week.
And we're going to stop just there with the songs, and I want you to turn to your talking partner and tell them the words you can think of to describe the pirates. What words were in that story?
What we're trying to do at Westbury Park School is to encourage and allow children to become responsible learners so that they know what they are expected to do in terms of their learning, they're able to organise their learning and have a positive attitude to learning.
Our pirates. I'll go to each talking partner and take one from each of you.
Smelly.
Smelly. Smelly. Who's got another one? Anna and Harry.
Greedy.
Greedy. I like that one. Brilliant. Greedy.
When we reviewed our assessment policy 3 years ago, we found that we were very strong on the summative side.
At your tables, you have your mind map.
What was missing in our assessment policy was the aspect of involving children in a more pragmatic way, in a practical way.
In this space will be a photo of you as you are dressed up as a pirate this morning. So you don't need to do anything in this space. And then round the outside, you're going to mind map lots of words about yourself as a pirate. And you're going to think of lots of wonderful
Adjectives.
Can I have a show of thumbs? Like that if you think you know what you're doing. If you think you'll be all right with some help from your friends. And like that if you want to stay on the carpet and I'll go through it.
The most crucial aspect of assessment is involving the children, making them aware of what they need to do to achieve in a piece of work and how that contributes to their overall learning.
In collaboration with the University of Bristol's Effective Lifelong Learning Infantry project, ELLI, Westbury Park uses 7 dimensions for effective teaching and learning. Learning relationships, changing and learning, creativity, resilience, curiosity, meaning-making and strategic awareness.
One of the ways that we introduce ELLI is through animal metaphors, and the crucial thing is the learning dimensions, and the animal metaphors I see as just as a vehicle and as a tool so that the young children can relate the different dimensions, and things like strategic awareness and meaning making can be very difficult. But we tell stories, we sing songs, we use puppets, and the dimensions therefore become embedded in the children's learning.
This morning we did our poem, didn't we, on pirates? And then in numeracy we did pirate money. And then we did our pirate mind map. And then we're searching for treasure as pirates this afternoon. So what one animal is helping us? Who thinks they can tell me why we're using the spider? Hands up. Millie, why are we using the spider?
Connecting stuff.
Brilliant, we're connecting stuff all together. We're connecting all our learning this week into one big, like William G said, one big spider's web. So tomorrow, I want you to remember what animal we've been using. The animals are introduced in reception, so they come up knowing the animals, and then we focus on the animals in year 1. It's just giving them tools for awareness of themselves as learners, and hopefully as they move through the school they can become more independent, using the animals' gifts and what they represent to help them with their own learning. Wonderful words today.
At the start of the second lesson, Ellen gets the children to identify which learning dimensions, represented by the animals, they're going to need in this lesson.
We're using the spider. Come and stand here. Because we were making connections, weren't we? All week it's all about pirates. And Lola, what other animal are we going to use with our story today? What do you think?
The unicorn.
The unicorn. Would you like to come up, Lola? Lola, why are we using the unicorn?
Because we're not talking about our real self.
Brilliant. What are we talking about? Who can? Emily T.
Pirate.
Pirates. Brilliant. And what are we using? What gift does the unicorn bring us to help us think about pirates? Alec, what are we using?
Imagination and creativity.
Brilliant. Our imaginations to think of a really good pirate story. Fantastic. We're going to be using the unicorn for our imagination to think of some wonderful pirate adventures. And we're going to be using the spider because we're making links this week with our learning because everything is about pirates. Okay, thank you both very much. I'll look after those two animals. Right, so this is going to start off by reading a story. I'm only going to read you the first few pages and then you're going to be writing the middle and the end, and you're going to be using the unicorn to help you write a brilliant imaginative story. And we're going to be planning our story first of all. So what animal are we going to use to help us? Nicholas, what animal are we going to be using to help us?
The owl.
The owl. And why are we using the owl, Nick?
So we can plan what we're going to do.
Brilliant, thank you very much. And we're going to get the owl down. Why does planning help us? Who can think about that? Why do we use the owl's gift? Turn to your talking partner and think of why we plan. The benefit of this approach is that it gives them the language they wouldn't have before to recognise that they are learning, and it gives them the tools to talk to each other and the teacher about what they're doing, so it makes them much more involved in learning. And I'm going to ask Harry and Anna to tell us what they thought, why we use the owl. So Harry and Anna, what did you say?
So you know roughly what you're going to do.
And what you're going to be doing is, with the owl, you're going to be planning your story on your whiteboards using a story mountain to help you. So, have the owl, because we're planning our story first of all. And let's have some ideas. We had the beginning, but let's have a different name for our pirate instead of Pirate Pete. Who's got a name for their pirate? Alec.
Pirate Jack.
Pirate Jack. So we start off our story here with Pirate Jack. And Jack has a capital letter because that's his name. So Pirate Jack starts off finding a treasure island. So Pirate Jack finding an island, and then he goes up our story mountain. And what happens next to Pirate Jack? Who's got some ideas? Ellie?
Using the planning skills of the owl and the aid of the story mountain, the children map out their story.
What happens to him next in our story?
A storm comes.
Comes. And what happens with him and the ogre? Molly.
The ogre dies.
The ogre dies. We've come down our mountain and we're now at the very end of our story. What has happened to Pirate Jack?
Another ogre comes out and kills him.
I'm glad I'm not Pirate Jack. Another ogre comes out and Jack dies.
The children do their own story plan. They use the story mountain to help them with the structure.
And then did you say they meet skeletons? Oh, where are the skeletons? So when does that happen?
Once they have their story plan, the children bring in another learning dimension to help them.
We're going to use, which animal do you think now?
Chameleon.
Why are we using the chameleon? Who can put their hand up and tell me why they think we might be using the chameleon? Isabel.
Because your partner's going to be changing things.
So we're going to think about what we could change about our story to make it even better. And as we're changing and making it better, we're learning even more. So pass your storyboard to your partner.
With their stories planned out, in their talking partners, the children suggest to each other how they might change their stories.
What do you think Lola could change about her story? What have we got? The treasure hunt. He gets the treasure. Is there a middle of her story? No. So do you think that'd be something Lola could change? Okay, Lola, is there anything you think Emma could change about her story?
I think she could have more ideas.
More ideas. What sort of more ideas?
Right to middle.
Right to middle. What could she put in her middle?
That he finds the treasure and he would get all rich.
Brilliant. Okay. You're going to use your story plan to write your story. I think the children do understand some of the terms. Obviously, we change them as in strategic awareness for the hour. We talk about it as planning ahead.
Pirate Rick was packing to go on holiday.
The advantage of this approach is that it's more child-friendly. They've got puppets that they can identify with, and they can use the puppets' gifts to apply it to their own learning. Treasure.
What we're looking for is involving children in the assessment process, and that can be either individual assessment or peer assessment. So it might involve a child looking at a piece of work, relating it to the success criteria that they've already determined with the class teacher, and employing some strategy like 3 stars and a wish.
You need to do your 3 stars and a wish. So you need to draw a star by 3 things you've really liked about your story so far. And then at the bottom you need to do a wish. And your wish is the thing you want to change when you write your story ready for the book tomorrow. Okay, we're starting exactly where we finished yesterday, thinking about our wish and the one thing you want to change about your writing. So before we...
It's the final literacy lesson of Pirate Week.
To read your wish. 2, think about how you're going to change it, how you're going to achieve your wish. And 3, tell your talking partner. Off you go.